104 pounds, Carter Starocci, the 4-time national champion. And Ryder Rogotzke, 6-5 record for Ohio State.
Come on, let's talk walkout songs. Come on, what is it, Shane? Mississippi Queen, come on. Ryder's got me going.
All right, here we go.
Ryder Rogotzke, true sophomore from Lakeland,
hands.
Minnesota. State champion at Stillwater. And Carter Starocci, one of the all-time greats, looking to become the first ever Division I 5-time national champion. What a run it's been for Carter Starocci. Carter Starocci, Tim, 57-1 in his career in dual meets.
Watch the face, gentlemen.
His dual meet career actually began 0-1. Fell to DJ Washington of Indiana and hasn't lost since. He's avenged that loss several times.
And it's so interesting that Ryder Rogotzke's last match he pinned DJ Washington in the dual meet. And so Ryder just pinned the only guy to ever beat Carter Starocci.
Rogotzke had 16 falls a year ago. Pinned DJ Washington, as you mentioned, last weekend in 56 seconds. Rogotzke's last 2 wins have been falls. 3 of his 6 wins on the season. Pins. And he's dangerous.
He is dangerous, and why is he such a pinner? Well, all he's heard is I can do it, I can do it, and his pin record in high school was unbelievable, and he just wants to put you on your back, Shane.
2024 Greco World Team member, so he's not afraid to throw down with some big throws.
Okay.
Carter Starocci from Erie, Pennsylvania. Cathedral Prep, 2-time state champion.
Yeah, we talked about it. Mike Hassey, the head coach there, got some guys out in the hunt for All-American. Van Dee at Nebraska and Panero Johnson at Iowa State, and his prize pupil here, Carter Starocci.
Pennsylvania high school wrestling is.
Well, I was just getting ready to say there's so many great
coaches,
and so many great coaches that we could do a whole show on, Shane.
Takedown here for Starocci.
Back down 1.
Starocci in dual meets, 38 takedowns. He's yet to allow a takedown. Starocci's one of those guys, Tim, he literally gets taken down like once a year. That's it.
Okay, red down, facing me. Here
that
we go.
Run that he had last March to win the national title, when he had to beat Mackay Lewis, Shane Griffith, and then ultimately beats Rocco Welsh of Ohio State. Welsh is redshirting this season.
1
point escape, Rogotzke.
We talk about coaches, Dave Kroll, Nazareth, and whose coach was he? Sammy Sasso. We can't have a broadcast, the last broadcast of the year here on senior night. Sammy Sasso coming back from the gunshot wound a couple of years ago, getting on the mat, not wrestling tonight, but not done. But what he has done to be able to get the singlet back on, because it's not just about wrestling, his impact for this Buckeye team.
No question.
His impact on this Buckeye team.
He's the heart and soul of Ohio State wrestling.
Yeah,
no question.
I mean, Mendez will tell you he couldn't have won a national championship without the tutelage, the influence, the example of Sammy Sasso. And so, I mean, just he's... It's an incredible story, and he deserves all the tribute that anyone can give him. Sammy Sasso on senior night tonight, not in the lineup, but deserves the mention.
20 seconds. Okay, here we go.
Well said. Carter Starocci, 6-1 lead. And Sammy Sasso and Brandon Cannon, there's Sammy Sasso. They're going to wrestle at an open tournament, believe on Sunday, and that will help sort things out at the weight class as they prepare for the Big Ten Championships March 8th and 9th in Evanston. We'll have all that action here on the Big Ten Network. Starocci so good in that top position. Credit to Rogotzke to get the escape. Gets it in short time in the first, and it's a 6-2 score.
You talk about coaches, too. I mean, never underestimate the influence of a coach, because Tom Ryan's influence on helping Sammy Sasso come back. And then what happened to Tom this summer, the accident that almost took his life. And so they walked together as fellow sufferers and overcomers.
Tom Bryant in a very serious car accident last April.
He's using the optional start, Red. Here we go.
And there was a great piece on the mat. Check that out at B1G Wrestling on Instagram. Follow us on social media.
Neutral, 3.
YouTube as well. Just a great on-the-mat feature. Tom Ryan, very honest about some of the struggles that he endured during his recovery from that horrific accident.
Yeah, and Tom, of course, has had his struggles over the year and walked through them, losing a son, when his son was only 5 years old, writing a book called Chosen Suffering, then experiencing this accident last year, and standing up and being the example that he wrote about and stands for. He's just a tremendous human being and obviously a coach that cares about his wrestlers and walking through life with them. Because he thinks his job is to put them out for a successful life. Take the mat with them. That's what I always say. You don't leave it on the mat. You take the mat with you through life.
Good scramble won by Starocci. Carter leading this match 12-4, riding time over a minute. The last time Carter Starocci lost in a contested match, March 6th, 2021 against Michael Kemmerer. That was a 7-2 final. He, of course, came back a couple weeks later
back to the center
in St. Louis and beat Kemmerer to win his first national title.
Michael Kemmerer going to be on the camera on our next matchup as an assistant coach, now on the staff of Minnesota. Tremendous get for them, tremendous opportunity for Michael Kemmerer, and a tremendous addition to the Minnesota staff.
Friday night wrestling, doubleheader. Following us here in Columbus, we'll send it to Minneapolis for Iowa, Minnesota, as Carter Starocci tacks on 3 more. Starocci with 6 tech falls on the season.
1 red, neutral.
15-0. He has bonus points in 14 of those wins. The only person he did not get bonus points against was Angelo Ferrari of Iowa. 3-1 was that final.
We were wrestling on
and the Nittany Lions went over Iowa. Maturi Pavilion will be rocking tonight. Border battle with Iowa and Minnesota. Zach Mackey and Jim Gibbons with the call. There's Gable Stevenson, the people's champion, a man of the people, the Olympic champ.
Yeah, and you talk about the Hodge Trophy, okay? I mean, I look at Gable Stevenson and I think Hodge Trophy. He's already won 2 of them. But hey, you're looking at the guy that's wrestling right now, Starocci. Hodge Trophy. Well, the guy that just wrestled at 165, Messenbrink. Hodge Trophy? Am I wrong?
Definitely in the conversation, no doubt. Matt Ramos of Purdue, another guy in the conversation at 125. And one thing that's interesting, Tim, as Starocci's going to tack on 3 more, is of the 10 weight classes, 4 weight classes have multiple-time national champions. Get ready for March.
4 weight classes with at least 2 national champions in the weight class.
Yes. You have Mendez and Aliras at 141, O'Toole and Haynes at 174, Starocci and Keckeisen at 184, and Stevenson and Kirkfleet at heavyweights.
And Kirkfleet's undefeated too. He's a power wrestler, and hey, if he was to win, I don't think there would be any doubt about the Hodge Trophy there. And so it's going to be a fun race and fun to communicate about. Speaking of communication, Mike Finn.
Still in.
Stall call on Rogotzke.
Speaking of great communicators, content, and people that have been important to our sport, Mike Finn.
Mike Finn, one of the all-time greats. Want to congratulate him on his retirements. Recently retiring from Win Magazine, a journalist for nearly 5 decades. He was over at Win Magazine over 20 years as the editor. Began there back in 2003 covering the World Championships at Madison Square Garden. One of the great people, Mike Finn. Congratulations, Mike. Enjoy your retirement. One of the great people I've ever met in the sport. As Starocci makes it 21-7. He's got the riding time locked up, so a ride out here would give him the tech fall. And Carter Starocci, 22-7, another tech fall, the 7th of the season. for the Nittany Lion, who is now 16-0 and continues his quest for number 5.